guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Sheet Show and today I am gonna make a video, a very interesting one. So today's topic is the 9/11 terrorist attacks. A very interesting topic, but a dangerous one. It is such a topic that cost thousands of lives and mourning and tragedy of lakhs and millions of families all around, not only the country of attack, that is the USA, but also to the entire world. It is a very important history which may not be in our history books but are important. It will give you a lot lesson. This is not only about terrorism, because there are many conspiracy theories which we are gonna discuss in this video. So for now, let's start. So American Airlines Flight 11, जो Boston International Airport to LA, Los Angeles. It was going, so that plane was hijacked by 5 hijackers. Yes, you heard that right. By 5 hijackers, that plane was hijacked. It occurred in 2001, and here at 8:46 a.m., the North Tower, which was one of the twin towers of the World Trade Center, was crashed. That is, the plane was hijacked, turned around towards the North Tower and was crashed at exactly 8:46 a.m. So now everyone, it was recorded on camera and everyone was thinking, what was the blast? And everyone was very much scared. Yeah, they should be. And then many responders came, but it crashed. Okay, so United Airlines Flight 175 crashed the South Tower, another tower of the twin towers of the World Trade Center, just 17 minutes after the North Tower crash. So think, just after 17 minutes, the United Airlines Flight 175 was also hijacked and it crashed. It was made to crash just after 17 into the South Tower, just 17 minutes after the North Tower crash. After this, 2 more planes were hijacked. American Airlines Flight 77, which was to be gone from Washington International Airport to Los Angeles, and United Airlines Flight 93 to be specific, which was going from New Jersey to California. By the way, these names of places are all the states of America, because this attack happened in America. So now these 2 planes were also hijacked and they were turned towards Washington DC. So now Washington DC is a very important place of the United States of America, because it has many important things. Like the White House, the President's house is there, which is one of the most protected persons in the world. It also contains many other important buildings. Like, it is the capital of USA. So of course it is a very important place. So now, out of these last 2 flights, the American Airlines Flight 77, which was to be gone from Washington International Airport to LA, was turned towards Pentagon and it crashed into Pentagon at 9:37 a.m. Yes, you heard that right. So now the question is, what is Pentagon? So the Pentagon is a very important building, defense building for the USA. Like, it is like a very defense type building. By the word defense, I mean that it is a military building which the USA had in Washington. It took many defense projects and it worked on defense projects, and it was one of the main defense and military hubs, also the law enforcement hub of the USA. It contained many ongoing projects, and it also, like, it looked after all the defense things. So this was very important for the security, and a crash to the Pentagon, this type of important building, is very big threat to the country. Yeah. But the last plane, the fourth flight, United Airlines Flight 93, New Jersey to California, crashed in an open field. Yeah, it crashed in an open field and no one is sure about the crash, but some recoverings of audio tapes suggested that the passengers fought bravely. The passengers fought bravely and made the plane crash. They may have overpowered the hijackers, although this theory is just a theory, it's not a fact because nothing is proved till that. Yeah, but it sounds weird, right? because because the plane was supposed to crash. There are only few important buildings. One of them is the White House, another one is the like the is another building which is equivalent, maybe the Senate, which is equivalent to the Parliament of India, you can take as an example. So now that plane crashed. Yeah, at that time George Bush, the current US president, George W. Bush to be specific, was in a school in Florida, was traveling in tour to a school to talk to the students. He was trying to talk to the students. At that time, he was having an exercise. He was doing an exercise called the pet goat with the teacher and the students. At that time, the chief of staff, Andrew Gadd, came to Bush and whispered into his ear, America is under attack. Yeah. Bush ignored it. After he heard all about the first two attacks, he completely ignored it. This actually happened after the first two planes crashed into the first two towers, and this happened before the Pentagon crash. But Bush ignored it. He assumed that the pilot may have had a heart attack, and he totally ignored it. Sound very weird, right? Yeah, because there are many people till date who believe it's a conspiracy theory, and there are reasons to believe in it. Anyways, we will come to that later in the video about the conspiracy theories. So now just talk. So after all these 4 crashes, everyone was scared, and the people, the media, all the law enforcement officers were very scared and stunned. The whole world was seeing it. Like in just a few minutes, in just one day, such a big and devastating attack could have happened. No one ever imagined. The attacks caused the death of 441 first responders, the greatest loss of emergency responders on a single day in American history. It includes 343 firefighters, 71 law enforcement officers, 8 paramedics, and 55 military personnel. So this was a very devastating attack, and it broke the families of the victims of the attack. So a few days after the attack, the intelligence agency of America, CIA, along with other law enforcement agencies like the FBI, DIA, they suspected that the terrorist organization Al-Qaeda, with its leader as Osama bin Laden, may be behind this attack. But Osama bin Laden denied responsibility of this attack. So what could they do? They didn't have any proof or anything. Yeah, but after a lot of years, during the 2004 elections in America, Osama shared a recording tape, a tape which contained recordings to the world, where he surprisingly admitted to all the attacks he did. He openly admitted that he did the 9/11 terrorist attacks. So how surprising, right? Yeah. He admitted that he did, and he had a reasons for that. He told the whole world the reasons. For example, Middle East interference of the US. Like the US interfered in the Middle East, which was having Muslim majority. Middle East means central part of Asia, Central Asia to be specific. Yeah. Then USA supported Israel, and Israel is a Jewish country with its almost 100% population as Jews, maybe some other religions but not Muslims. Whereas the countries with whom or against whom, to be specific, Israel was having some problems with were Islamic countries, which are still playing a major role, whose conflicts are still playing a major role in today's modern world politics. You can see that Israel Palestine war and all those things. Yeah. And the Palestine and other countries are Muslim majority countries. So, and Osama bin Laden was Muslim, and Al Qaeda was an Islamic terrorist organization. So it is clear that Osama and the whole Islamic group was upset with this. Now, coming to the third reason, supporting the Lebanon movement against Muslims. So Lebanon was a place where there was a movement going on, which is also called the Lebanon movement. It was a movement against Muslims. So USA, the United States of America, supported the Lebanon movement. This was also another reason shared in the audio tapes as Osama shared. Osama admitted that and told the reasons. So these are the reasons. Listen up. So supporting Russia for crimes against Muslims in Chechnya. So in Chechnya, there were crimes against Muslims. Like Muslims were being tortured, were being killed. Muslims were being killed and many other things. So USA supported that also. Rather, like although USA was an enemy of Russia, if we see the world politics at that time also, even the Cold War was going on, but still USA supported Russia against the Muslims. Yeah, that's the thing. Declaring sanctions against Iraq. So Iraq was a place which contains Muslim majority again. So Osama and the Al Qaeda, everyone was like upset about that. The Muslims were upset about that. So this is a very much disturbing story. So around 2011, when Barack Obama, Mr. President Barack Obama, was under the control of the presidency of the United States of America, he sent Navy SEAL Team 6. It's a special operations group, special forces of the US military. It was sent to find and kill Osama. CIA and other agencies tracked Osama for years, and after a long time, they found Osama. This finding of Osama is also a very interesting story, which we might discuss in another video. But for now, we need the information. So, as everybody need, they got and they deployed Navy SEAL Team 6 with 2 Black Hawk helicopters in Pakistan. And Osama was killed there. After that, Osama's body was thrown in the sea as the ritual, which goes to another topic, diverts our topic. So I'm not gonna tell that much about that. But for now, let's get back to the topic. So Osama was killed and everything was settled. But this caused terror, this caused fear among lives, and this devastation left many speechless, left fears and tears among everyone. Like, USA made some mistakes, but an eye for an eye makes the world blind. So that is what happened here. Yeah. So, but do you think this is what really is? This sounds really weird, right? Like 4 plane crashes without one of the world's most strongest military and law enforcement knowing. The CIA is one of the most strongest intelligence agencies in the world. So this is probably some inside job, or what do you think? Write them in the comments. So now there are many reasons to support that this is an inside job. One of them is predictive programming. Yeah, you heard that right. So predictive programming is a type by which people are being believed that something like some kind of information is stuck into people's head. They are made stuck into people's head so that they start believing it. Like if a lie, it is a lie for everyone. But when someone tells you repeatedly, for example, someone, the media, the entertainment world, everyone is telling you it's a true, you will start believing it. So that is what happening here. Because you see many cartoons, even one Spider-Man cartoon, comic book, then the Simpsons, many films, many cartoons, they predicted this twin tower crash on the same day, 9/11. Yeah, they predicted it. How can they predict it? This is such a weird coincidence. Yeah, but sometimes coincidences are not that easy. So now let's see what happens. They are called predictive programming and they are being used. So now you can guess it how dangerous this is for anyone's lives. Predictive programming. Maybe today you are seeing a comic, some kind of nasty, some kind of meaningless things are shown to you, and then it happens. What will you say? Predictive programming, this is called. Okay. Second point. To believe it's a conspiracy theory. To believe it's an inside job. Second conspiracy point. That is the use of demolitions. Yes, the way the Twin Towers crashed, I think it's demolitions. Because see, if you see the video, which you might see, the Twin Towers crashed like this. They crashed straight top to bottom. They didn't fall sideways. But if a plane, which is also coming from a sideway, giving a side force, the tower should crash like this or maybe blast out. But nothing is happening. The towers crashed perfectly, causing minimal damages to the surrounding area. This means that they might have used demolitions, controlled demolitions to be specific. So now you might ask, what are demolitions? So demolitions are some kind of controlled bombs, small bombs, which are used to destroy a building. Yeah, they are legal. They are legally used by legal law enforcement officers, or maybe they are used by construction workers, rather to say, to destroy buildings which have no need. Suppose a building needs to be destroyed to make a larger building, or maybe they want to clear that area. Someone buys that land and wants to destroy the building. They can use demolitions. Or suppose the buildings they have got some lawsuits and have been reported illegal. Like you can't construct buildings there that high. The media is telling, then you can use demolitions to destroy those buildings. So the way the Twin Towers fall, it looked as if the demolitions, and it's a very strong conspiracy theory. If you go to the internet or Google it, you will find lots of people supporting this theory. If you see the video alone yourself, then also you can see that it has been used, like demolitions could be used there. Yeah, and I think demolitions are of course used because there is no other way this could happen. Like this much perfect it had. Okay, I might tell that, okay, a few conspiracy theories, what you can do with that, but I have more to go. So, Larry Silverstein, a billionaire person who bought the Twin Towers on lease of 99 years from the government. He did not have any he might have, but he did not have any terrorism insurance. So insurance, as you may know, in case of loss, it gives you compensation money, but you have to pay it. So before the 9 months before the attack, nothing called terrorism insurance was shown on newspapers, anything. But just 2 months before the attack, Larry Silverstein, this same owner who took the Twin Towers on lease, took a terrorism insurance just before the 911 terrorist attacks. And he literally looted the company by taking double the amount as 2 Twin Towers collapsed. So, this can't be, come on. He predicted it because he knew about that attack, right? Else how could this happen? Come on, this is basic logic. Okay, now coming to next things. It had many people, victims who survived that attack, at the last moment came out of the building, told that they have heard a bomb blast before the plane attacked. If you listen to the original video, you might get into this, although it is being covered clearly by the government, but you might think that there is a bomb, and there is a lot of probability that a bomb was placed in the building, rather demolitions, which blasted just before the plane crashed. Yeah, there were 82 different cameras, but only 1 or 2 videos you can see on the internet about the plane crash. So why is that? Yeah, that is weird, right? So now the thing is that if it was an inside job, okay, let me tell you another one. That is, it is a very important one. That's why I broke my speech, because this is gonna change the way you think about everything today. That is the 4th plane. Why didn't it crash? Why it crashed? There could be reasons. Yeah, some say that the field was not big enough, larger enough to hold such a big aircraft. So that means the military might have used SAMs, that is surface to air missiles, to blow up that airplane. So there are 2 reasons. If the military didn't blow up, how come it just landed in small field? And second point is that if the military blew up, then why could the military not blow up the other 3 planes? Yeah, that's the point. The whole US government, agencies, everyone is cooperating with each other. Everyone was cooperating with each other to stop this attack. Yeah, it is a very important point and a fact. So now the point is that if they are behind that, then why are they doing all these things? What will they get in profit, the US government? Because they did this because they wanted to go with war against Afghanistan. Yes, you heard that right. There were some oil tankers in oil fields in Afghanistan, and it was a very geographically strategic location to capture on. Because Afghanistan was, you can get a lot of control in Western or in Asia rather if you go to Afghanistan, right? So the USA wanted to go against a war with Afghanistan. That is the reason. Yes. So now the thing is that they planned this. Yeah, maybe CIA knew about this attack, but maybe this attack was not done by USA patriots who just drove their planes and boom, Twin Tower crash. No. They knew there are millions of attacks every year, this kind of. But the government of the USA, the United States of America, can stop millions of attacks, which we don't ever come to know. But why they couldn't stop this? Because, I'm telling you, because they wanted this to happen. They thought that to do a greater deed, they were trying to lose a few lives for a greater deed. Yeah, but is it that great? Think of yourself. What will you get in this? After all, if you go on war, it's great for the weapon industry, which is a very dark industry. It's great for the high person sitting at the high positions, high levels. But to 95% of the people, this isn't a thing. What if today your country goes on a war with any other country? You will get nothing. Yeah, is that? Your government might get profit, but personally you are doing nothing. But don't think only about yourself. Pause. Because each and every person is getting nothing out of this shit except the government, the weapon industry, some multi-billionaires, and some person sitting at great positions. So the thing is that the common mass, the people whose welfare the government is talking about all day, actually these are all bluffs. Yeah, it seems that these are all bluffs. Because at the end of the day, what is happening is unacceptable. Another point to believe that it's an inside job, that is the melting point of steel rims with which the Twin Towers were made, the inner structure, were around 3500 to 2500 degree. Yeah, like that. But 2500 to 3500 degree. Remember that number. But the melting, or rather the boiling point of the jet fuel, remember that word. Jet fuel is around 1500 degree. So, how could it crash the steel bars with which the Twin Towers were made? So that means they have used demolitions. And if they didn't use demolitions, that also didn't matter, because ultimately they needed to go on war with Afghanistan. So they needed to find an excuse to this. Yeah, that's an excuse. So that is all the thing. At the end of this video, I want to say you that please like, subscribe and comment if I have any mistakes and if I need to improve on certain things, because this is just my new channel. I'm opening this, so please tell me if I am doing any mistake. I can improve on that. Please comment down below. And all remember this word: an eye for an eye makes the world blind. So yeah, maybe USA did a lot of bad things to Muslim. Yeah, there was a certain point that Sikhs have to cut off their birds, shave their birds, so that CIA didn't track them and kill them randomly because they were after Muslims. Yeah, Muslims suffered a lot. Yeah, people tried to generalize everybody. If suppose a Muslim does something, a person belonging to the Muslim community does something bad or says something bad, hatred, unlawful, then you start blaming the whole community, isn't it? Yeah, imagine this. Instead of religion, you take gender. If suppose, for example, a girl or a boy today, let's take an example, a girl is saying that boys can't do anything, boys are bad. You won't think that all girls are bad, right? You will think that all she is bad. Same goes if a boy says something about the girl. If boy is sexist, you don't do anything because you know that that person is bad. Then why about religions? Why are you? It should not be. So hope you like my video. Bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe and please support me. Tell me in the comments down below if I missed anything, if anything was very bad about me, if I need to improve, or if any point I said wrong. Bye bye. Have a nice day.